Israel's ground offensive is now pushing harder into southern Gaza. This is new video into us from the Reuters news agency, and these are images from Khan Yunis. Officials with the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry say the largest hospital there is on the verge of collapse. And that warning is following word the number of Palestinians killed in the fighting is now more than 25,000 people. Sarah Coates is live from Tel Aviv with us this morning. Sarah, let's talk about Benjamin Netanyahu. Just yesterday, he rejected a Hamas offer, Hamas conditions for the release of hostages. Netanyahu now under new pressure from the hostages' families. What is happening on the hostage aspect as we start this week?
Good morning there, Heather. Look, growing desperation, growing anger here in Israel. A number of these hostage families just a few moments ago storming the Israeli parliament during a session demanding a deal to get these people home. Now, this comes on the back of a string of protests that were held around the country right across the weekend as people urge the Prime Minister to accept a deal now. We do need to remember that there are still more than 130 Israeli captives being held inside the Gaza Strip. Now, Hamas has come out on the back of this rejection of that deal by the Prime Minister Netanyahu, saying that none of these hostages will now return home. And look, as I said, growing anger here locally, but also internationally. And this is why we are today seeing this meeting of EU ministers there in Brussels. They are desperately looking for a path to peace moving forward.
Sarah, the Gaza Health Ministry, which is run by Hamas, I mentioned the new numbers it has released. More than 25,000 Palestinians have been killed in the war, according to the health ministry. There is intense new fighting going on now in the southern part of Gaza. So what is happening from the fighting, from the war standpoint today?
Well, look, Heather, that communications blackout that was running for more than 7 days, we do understand it has now been lifted, and reports from the ground say that dozens of people have been killed in a number of airstrikes in that southern city of Khan Yunis, many more wounded. And these are mainly centred around the Nasser hospital. You mentioned that hospital in the lead there. This is one of the only hospitals inside the Strip that is partially working. Doctors inside that facility say the situation is catastrophic, and this was an area where around 7,000 civilians were sheltering. They've now been forced to flee. Now, according to the IDF, to the Defence Minister Yoav Gallant, the IDF will further expand ground operations in that area. He says this is until Israel achieves its goals and also brings these captives home. Now, we do need to remember, according to the military, that Khan Yunis, this southern city down in the Strip, it is considered to be a Hamas stronghold. And this is where the military believes the head of Hamas in the Gaza Strip, Yahya Sinwar, is hiding underground in these tunnels, and he is Israel's most wanted man. Heather.
Sarah, thank you very much. Sarah Coates, live in Tel Aviv.